Young Hansel and Gretel, abandoned by their father one night in a deep forest, stumble across a gingerbread house and are soon taken in by the old witch who lives there. Before Hansel can finish her candy, the siblings trick her and put her into the oven. The witch makes Hansel prepare the oven while forcing her to eat candy non-stop. In the years that follow the catastrophe, Gretel and Hansel develop into vicious bounty hunters who are committed to eliminating witches. Their work is made easier by the fact that, for some reason, they are impervious to curses and destructive witchcraft. But because of what happened to him with the old witch, Hansel has diabetes and needs to take an insulin shot every day. One day, Hansel and Gretel stop Sheriff Beringer from putting Mina, a young lady wrongfully accused of witchcraft, to death in the German town of Augsburg. The siblings have been hired by Mayor Engelmann to track down and free a number of kidnapped youngsters from witchcraft. In an attempt to win back the mayor's respect, Beringer appoints 4 trackers to work on the same objective at the same time. The formidable Grand Witch Muriel, however, kills all but one of the trackers that evening and sends the survivor back to the town tavern to detonate as a message to the siblings and the locals. Together with Jackson, the mayor's aide, Hansel and Gretel manage to apprehend and question the tall witch. They learn that the witches are getting ready to sacrifice 12 children, 6 boys and 6 girls, each born in a different month for the Feast of the Blood Moon. Beringer declines to help the siblings find the witch's missing girl when they learn that they need one more girl to finish their ritual. Abducting the intended girl, Muriel, the Candy Witch, and the troll Edward launch a surprise attack on the town before freeing their colleague from prison. Throughout the ordeal, Gretel is rendered comatose, but a local kid called Ben who aspires to be a witch hunter himself carries her to safety. After falling from the broomstick and grabbing the fleeing Candy Witch by her broom, Hansel finds himself trapped in the wilderness. When Mina finds Hansel the following morning, she brings him to a spring so that his wounds might heal. Gretel, who is being held for attracting the witches to their town, is attacked by Beringer and his men as she ventures into the forest to look for her brother. Edward then appears out of nowhere, assaults the men, and mutilates them before taking Gretel to a waterfall so she may get her wounds healed. Gretel asks Edward why he saved her, and he responds, "Trolls serve witches," before turning to leave. Reunited at an abandoned cabin, Hansel and Gretel find that it's not just their childhood home, but also a witch's den. They are confronted by Muriel, who informs them of the reality of their background. It is revealed that Adriana, a white witch, was the mother of Hansel and Gretel. She abandoned her race by being married to Thomas Scharf, a farmer. A white witch's heart is required to concoct a potion that renders witches fireproof on the night of the blood moon. Gretel was revealed to be a white witch herself, and Muriel chose to target her since Adriana was too strong to be sacrificed. Muriel told tales about Hansel and Gretel's mother throughout the village. Their father left the siblings in the forest to protect them from the enraged villagers. But when he came back to their house, the locals hung him and burned Adriana at the stake in front of him. After learning this, the siblings fight Muriel, who then stabs Hansel and kidnaps Gretel for the ceremony. When Hansel awakens, he sees Mina, who identifies as a white witch. Hansel, Mina, and Ben go to the top of a hill to sabotage the Feast of the Blood Moon after Mina uses a spell to bless the siblings' armament. Edward rejects Muriel's orders and releases Gretel before he is tossed off the cliff by Muriel, while Hansel engages Muriel's goons and frees the children. Meanwhile, Mina uses a Gatling pistol to take down other witches. Muriel and the other witches try to escape on broomsticks after the sunlight ruins the ceremony, but Ben shoots Muriel off her broomstick, and the witches are torn apart by piano wire traps. Gretel discovers an unconscious Edward and uses her stun gun to shock him back to consciousness while en route to Hansel's place. Mina, Hansel, and Gretel trace Muriel's path to the ancient gingerbread house. Muriel stabs Mina to death during their altercation. Inside the gingerbread house, the siblings fight savagely until they use a shovel to decapitate Muriel. Ultimately, Ben and Edward accompany Hansel and Gretel as they go on their next quest after collecting the remaining portion of their bounty for saving the kids.